That's an English word.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes,
So, I mean, that came from the movies, is where it came from.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you was either Sabonens, you was a sensei, or you was Shifu, or whatever.
Yeah.
Where did master come from? But, you know, people adopted it, and now they allow themselves to be, you know, addressed by that. Okay, that's their prerogative. Don't call me that, because I'm not with it.
Have you ever met the guy that say, "Oh, it's mastermind"?
I can't stand that. I personally cannot stand that. You know, I'm a senpai, a sensei, another style. You know, it's that's what I'm an instructor. I'm a martial arts. I'm a black belt. Is what I am.
Right.
You know, third dan in the highest one of my ranks, and that's it. That's enough.
Yeah, that's enough.
That's absolutely enough. Like, why do I have to be called something else? You know, I mean, a lot of times they call me that because they're uncomfortable with the term being used to them, and then knowing my background, and you know, and proclaiming themselves master or grandmaster something, when you know they might have. I got folks who I taught that call themselves. Yeah. So it's just, it's funny.
Yeah, and I think with you being that action hero right now, there's nobody else right now that's doing what you're doing in films. You are that person that then took that torch. You're turning out movies. Not just are you just in action films, but you on regular TV doing regular acting. I think you are that hero, and I think people in the industry needs to, you know, respect that. I talked to, you know, a close friend of ours, and I said, man, it would be awesome to get Mike to come out and do some talks to some of these school owners, because they need to know that. I mean, you know, that principles and values that you represent, that's what's lost. I mean, and if we don't get that back, you can forget the art's changing.
Well, it's just sadly, it's a lot of people started the art as insecure human beings. Most of us. I think most of us.
Put my head up.
Right. But now, with power comes corruption.
Yes, sir.
And you wind up becoming the same person that you were when you started, because now there's no checks and balances. You're not answering to anybody. Now your ego's free to just, you know, fly.
Right.
That's what happens. That's why we got so many, you know, grandmasters and like, you know, 12-year-old fourth-degree black belts, like that kind of thing. So it's like, okay, I almost feel like, okay, maybe you should call this something else. Maybe it shouldn't be called karate, or maybe you should give it another name and call it something. But I mean, you know, it's gotten a little crazy.
What you said is Tony Blauer, the guy that created Panic Attack. He said that to me one time. He said, man, how do guys who were once being bullied become the bully? That makes no sense. And you're right, we now become the bully. And even the thing you said about it should be a different name. What we want to do with Point MMA, how can we make martial arts like basketball or baseball? But it's an aspect of martial arts. It's not martial arts.
The biggest problem is you got, martial arts is what people's perception of it is. And if their perception is skewed, then you got a problem right there. Because it's like, I don't care how many people, I don't care if they're like masters of industry, that they hear I'm a martial artist, they go, oh man, I don't want to mess with you. Oh, don't kick me in the head. It's like, okay, what is their understanding of a martial artist? You know, it's like that I'm this dangerous person all of a sudden. Or how about you would probably be more likely to lose your control than I would. You know? Almost everybody in this room would probably lose control before me. That's what, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like everybody's perception. Like, people have a perception of what an actor is supposed to act like. And if I don't meet that perception, something's wrong. You know, how come you ain't got no bodyguards? Really? You know, but their perception is that you're supposed to walk around with an entourage of bodyguards. You know? So it's so in the same way with martial arts, we have to deal with people's perceptions of what it is, and then even people who are not humble, you know, they're not. That's going on a long time.
Yeah.
They're not going to change overnight.
Yeah.
And plus, when they don't know,
No other way.
yeah, they don't know any other way.
Yeah.
You know, if they got taught by somebody who's, you
like
know,
most of us did.
There's somebody who's like, you know, got in it because it's about fighting or got in it for other reasons. You know, it's just kind of like, you know, again, analogy being armed forces. You got the Navy SEALs, you got the Army, and you got all these little militias running around.
Right.
Now, these little militias might be run by somebody named Jethro. And Jethro, you know, he's going to have his followers. It's going to be smaller, but he's going to be the self-proclaimed leader of this little militia. And so martial arts has a bunch of these little militias around. You can tell Jethro till you're blue in the face that he should be doing this. He may not compute, you know. But the Navy SEALs has a hierarchy. The Navy SEALs have a specific type of person that is galvanized from that training. A Navy SEAL says, he'll see you at 2 o'clock. He's there at 1:45. It's a certain type of individual that used to be attributed to black belts.
That's
You couldn't tell a Navy SEAL from a black belt back in the day. They were as staunch and as serious, you know, and as deadly. It's not so today.
And I think, I mean, I'm honored to know that I feel like I have that respect when you give me an interview, and some of the great people I sit down with and give me interviews and share that philosophy. I believe it's just a seal of approval to say all we're trying to do is contribute to trying to come back close to bringing back the tradition. That traditional core value of building character. Because that, even as a father, I want my kid to be more, when pressure comes, I want you to be a man that rides with character, not with these. And the more we know how to use these, then that less likely we're going to want to use them in the hood. You know, we know on the street the best, the smartest guys, the one that talk his way out of a fight. Even the killer don't want to be shooting out because that's going to mess up money, man. Come on, you know, I don't want no violence. And I think that's what we're trying to do with everything that I do with the point MMA and the crazy athletics. But I can't change the old guys, but I can change that next generation. And if you, I mean, do you think just in our talk, and just even knowing me, how do you think, do you think, just not, I don't know if you've seen it, but what would you think, even the concept, do you think it can change and help in some capacity to point MMA crazy athletics, like I explained it?
Well, I think so, but you know, but plain and simple, the factor that brings me sitting here is you more than anything else.
Thank you, sir.
Is because I believe in you. I know what your heart is, and so I knew that long time ago. So that's just the simple. I mean, you know, I know what you're cut from, so it's an easy thing for me. And of course, I'm gonna support whatever that is. That's why I'm here.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, just to be truthful.
Yeah, thank you.
You know?
Thank you. Thank you. Well, inside the dojo, man, my students always say, man, bring out the towel when Professor Bam get to start, you know, because the tears come down. But, you know, I say it again, man, just like when you was great come down, I said, just knowing you and knowing your spirit, it would give a guy like me hope. Just having that relationship with you and Byron and people that you know you look up to. And I know any kid out there right now, I just say to you, man, don't give up, man. I mean, look at what we come from, but look at what we can do. As we believe in your dream and you grit it out and you hold on and show respect, in the end, I believe the man with respect always rises to the top. What do you think, sir?
I absolutely believe that. I used to call it superstitious because I got in this industry and I never, ever sold out. I never made a BS friendship. I just would be honest to a fault. I wouldn't lie to nobody, even if it made my trek longer. You know, I never played the game. And I said, well, I got to do it my way. And eventually, I mean, I I started getting the roles, and it was not because of somebody I knew. It was because of the hard work I put in.
Yeah.
And then it was beautiful because I got there, and I know it was from the effort, my own effort, and I don't have to. I can look in the mirror. I don't say, well, I owe this person this. You know, I did this, and I kind of like, you know, sidestepped this or that.
Right.
You know, so by me being honest and straight up, you know, I have like the freedom of like knowing that, you know, that I didn't sell out to anything. And I spoke my heart and my mind, and you know, it was never anything that I had that altered me from anything. So yeah, I completely believe in that. You know, it's just put your work in.
Yeah, that's right. Inside the dojo, Michael Jai White, peace and blessings.